Season 2, Episode 2 of the Pitt, 8 a.m. Another great episode. But it was a bit slower, but it's cool because it's only 8 a.m. And I have to admit, I was cracking up on this entire episode. And comment down below, Team Santos, if you think that she's the funniest character on this show, because I certainly do.
Gonorrhea? Well, 11's made a mistake. Maybe it's an immaculate infection.
And I'm liking her a lot more this season. But today I want to talk to you about 5 highlights from season 2, episode 2. And I also want to dig into some deep cuts that I noticed. I only saw about 2 or 3 deep cuts. And you can let me know down below if you saw any details that were hidden in plain sight as well. But before I get started, let me introduce myself if you're new here. My name is Brandy, and I realize that you could be on any channel in the world, but you're right here with me, and I really do appreciate that. So please go ahead and like this video. It really does help this small channel out. And also subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy watching TV show reviews and also movie reviews. Now, the first highlight I want to talk to you about is when Dr. Langdon was treating Dr. Mel King for her slight head injury.
I thought I could treat myself and I let a lot of people down.
You never let me down.
Now, I wouldn't say that I'm a Mel and Langdon shipper like so many people are, but I did notice in that moment that there was something there. And Dr. Mel is my favorite character on this show, so I definitely don't want her to be a side piece because we all know that Dr. Langdon is married. But when he walked out of that door and he said to her,
ER can be a little bright and noisy.
It was in that moment that I wanted to jump out of my seat because I was thinking 2 things. I was thinking, 1, is Dr. Langdon peeping that Dr. Mel King may be autistic? Or B, is he just illustrating that he's a really good listener and that he learns as much from her as she learns from him? And obviously, nobody knows for sure just yet if Dr. King is on the autism spectrum, but it has been a lot of speculation. So I'm just happy to learn more about Dr. King this season because, again, she is my favorite character. But do I want them together? Nah. The second most memorable scene to me was that ejection scene, right? Now, I can't say certain things on YouTube, but you know what scene I'm referring to. And it wasn't just that I was amazed by the amount of blood that they were able to eject from that thing. I was more so impressed with the conversation between Dr. AI and Dr. King.
I thought you said you hadn't been sued.
I haven't, but I know many colleagues who have. I also know your work.
It was right in that moment that I didn't necessarily hate Dr. AI anymore because I know she has been getting on everybody's nerves, right? It was right in that moment that we saw a softer side of Dr. AI, but I was wondering, why didn't she say that in front of Dr. Robbie? And it was right then and there that I'm like, okay, Dr. AI is just playing ball. When she's in front of Robbie, she's going to be harder than she is when she's just in front of the girls. And that just makes me think, is there going to be like a gender war theme here? Like male doctor versus female doctor? Because we see that she follows the rules, right? She's very much black and white. And we see that Dr. Robbie, he don't follow the rules at all, which I love. But I'm not saying that he's the better doctor either. But anyway, it was just interesting to see a softer side of her when Dr. Robbie wasn't present. Which brings me to my next highlight, which is basically just a series of highlights. I love seeing Dr. Robbie and Dr. AI beef this whole episode. And I think that Dr. Robbie was really eating her up. He was chewing her out. She could not keep up with him as far as her comeback. She could not think quick enough on her feet to get back at Robbie. I really enjoy watching their power struggle. And again, at this time, I'm not sure who the better doctor is. I'm leaning towards Dr. Robbie, but I still want to give Dr. AI a shot because we haven't seen her in action enough just yet. Now, the 4th highlight for me was Dr. Whitaker dealing with the patient who had Alzheimer's. Forgive me, I hate pronouncing that word. Is it Alzheimer's, Alzheimer's? But him dealing with her with so much tenderness.
I'm so sorry to say that he died.
Died?
And I think that moment really showcased the show's ability to balance those chaotic ER moments with deeper human drama. And I don't know about you, but it never even crossed my mind how many times you would have to tell a patient that had either Alzheimer's or dementia that their loved one passed away. And the 5th highlight for me was when Nurse Hastings had to tell Dr. McKay that they were transferring her patient that was just about to undergo surgery.
This guy will be staying.
Oh, he needs surgery, which his insurance will pay for at Westbridge Memorial, not here.
And this moment stuck out for me because I didn't know whether to be mad. I didn't know whether to be happy. I didn't know what to feel, but I just knew something was off. So my first thought was like, okay, so his insurance isn't good enough for him to get operated on here at this particular hospital. They wanted to transfer him to a hospital that his insurance would cover. So my first thought was like, that's effed up, because if he needs care right away, they need to perform surgery on him right away. And then my second thought was, because Nurse Hastings kept saying that he was stable, he's fine, was that, is that a good thing? Because if his insurance is not covering the full cost of the surgery at the Pitt, then, we know a lot of people have a lot of insurmountable debt because of medical bills. But again, this moment just stuck out to me because I didn't know what to feel, but I feel like it was wrong overall. Do you ever have that feeling like, I don't know what happened there? I'm still a little bit confused, but I do want to see the Pitt dig more into health insurance issues and how it affects a patient's care. And as far as Dr. Robbie dating Nurse Hastings, I could really care less. Like, I think that Dr. Robbie is the type of man, he's not going to take any woman seriously right now. We see how he was curving her right in that scene, right? Like, he didn't want to be bothered. He just strikes me as the type of man that's very independent. And I could even see him signing up to have one of those AI robot women just take care of all of his needs. Robbie is just not at a point in his life right now where I could just see him in a serious, committed relationship. And I love how Dana was checking Nurse Hastings like, you know what you're doing?
I'm a big girl. Okay, big girl.
Dana is so funny to me. Now let's move on to the deep cuts. So the first detail that I noticed that will come back later on, maybe later in the season or maybe in season 3, is Dr. AI. Did you guys see that Dr. AI, she saw that the AI app messed up. Once she uploaded the patient's notes into the charting system, those notes were messed up, and Dr. Whitaker called her out on that.
It says here she takes Risperdal, an antipsychotic. She takes Restoril when needed for sleep.
AI, almost intelligent.
But she did not fix the errors right away. And it was in that moment that I'm like, that's going to be her first lawsuit. Maybe not that particular case with that patient, but she's going to mess up with those AI notes. But let me tell you this, so side note as well, I'm on board for AI taking notes, but just as she said, you have to check the accuracy and you have to fix it right away. That's the step that she left out, and that's the step that she didn't take that's going to come back to bite her in the butt later on. And my second deep cut has to do with Louis. If you guys know, in my last Pitt review video, I predicted that Louis is going to pass away. And I thought initially that he was going to pass away because of his alcoholism causing maybe issues with his liver and kidney. As we can see, his abdomen is being tapped. However, on this episode, I think they were focusing a little bit more on his dental issues. And if you know, you know, dental issues can really cause some heart complications. And we know that Louis was having shortness of the breath, or he was hard to breathe in, or something like that, right? Now I'm thinking that Dr. Langdon is going to feel horrible because Louis came in there for a dental issue and Dr. Langdon put the focus on him needing an abdomen tap. So this might come back to haunt Dr. Langdon, but it'll also haunt Whitaker too, and that new guy, James, who's getting on my damn nerves too. Because James, you should catch it. If you're Mr. Big Brain, then you should catch that Louis' tooth needs to be taken care of immediately. Now, the third detail that I noticed that will definitely come up later in this season, hopefully on the next episode even, but the way Dr. Langdon and Santos were looking at each other. You could take a knife and cut through the tension between those two. And Dr. Langdon, he really needs to apologize to Santos. He put her in a very awkward position where she had to snitch on him. But at the same time, hear me out, I think that Dr. Santos, she should cut him a little bit slack too. I don't know if she has to apologize to him. She doesn't really owe him anything. But guys, comment down below. Let me know if there's any little details that you noticed in this episode. And also let me know what your favorite moments in this episode were as well. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next Pitt review. Peace.